Hi, I'm James Millar. I'm a textile designer and I'm also a tutor on the fashion textiles course at Middlesex University. Prior to joining Middlesex, I used to be the design director at Liberty, the London department store, and I looked after the design team there who do their own line of fabrics and their own line of products. And that's where I first became aware of the Silver Studio archive, because Liberty was one of their main customers in the early part of the 20th century. The Silver Studio was a textile design studio selling designs for furnishing and dress fabrics from the Victorian times through to the 1960s. And here behind me you can see some of the designs that they produced. I think it's really fascinating to come and see an archive like this because it represents a lost way of working. Nowadays textile designers rely on computers, and so it's really inspiring for me to see really beautiful drawings and paintings working in a way that no longer occurs in the industry. The Silver Studio was a commercial textile studio, designing prints mostly for interiors, for furnishing fabric, for wallpaper and for dress fabrics. The collection is full of really beautifully, wonderfully coloured gouache paintings, drawn in repeat. It's a craft that is no longer really practiced within the modern textile industry. The industry has changed so much over the last 100 years, and now with the advent of computers and technology, the whole process is completely changed. And so therefore it's really fascinating to look into an archive like this and see how it used to be done 50, 60, 70, 100 years ago. Another thing that I personally find really fascinating about the collection is I love looking at their source materials. Nowadays the internet means designers can Google anything they want to look for inspiration, but back then there weren't even books to speak of. Photography was a brand new medium when the studio first started, so I personally love looking at all the original source material, which includes beautifully hand-tinted lithographic prints, early photography from the 1890s, lots of etchings drawn from museums which were then published in wonderful catalogues. This is one of my favourite items in the archive. It's a book from the 1890s, a German book, containing beautiful prints of flowers that were drawn by an artist and then hand-coloured. And the designers at the Silver Studio would have used this as reference for their floral designs. The archive also includes many periodicals from the early part of the 20th century, and these cover all types of arts and crafts that were popular at the time. As a designer, because they're very inspiring to look at other crafts and see what was happening there, you never know where inspiration can come from.